And I want to say hello to everybody that joins on Facebook, because I'm really happy to say that the YouTube channel is growing. So I want to keep this, do some new things, a lot of new things in store. But today, divine architects and new paradigms. So let's get going. And let me just have a conversation with myself. And you're all just going to join in, because a lot of times when you need to put out a vision of where you're going, you can't wait till it magically appears and it's all perfected. Process is part of it. You just start moving out in who you are. You start moving out in the reality of what's beating in your inner being. You start moving out and in your personality, your character, your connection with the field into its limitless possibilities and your creativity. So my focus is to encourage people to move out in what little they have, because that will be expanded when you have people come walk alongside you and keep encouraging you that what you're doing is grand and brilliant and beautiful. So I want to talk about the first part of what I think I'm doing, as well as the people that are linking up with me, as well as the people that are going to be part of this team, but also to show you what you can be doing if you're not in my sphere of influence, or if you're not connecting with me. The very precepts and concepts that I'm seeing will work for you, because this is a new time and it's a new paradigm. We're not waiting for it to come, it's already here. You just need to awaken to it, and it's not going to be dependent on any one focus or any one narrative. That is why science is hooking up and linking up with spirituality, because in and of themselves, they're both incomplete. But when you fuse them together and you start seeing the emergence of this whole new paradigm, it really has you move in such a degree of curiosity and movement and engagement and resonance that it's so beautiful. It's not going to be contained with one book, whether that be the Bible or whatever. It's not going to be contained in that. That will be part of this process. We're extrapolating ourselves out of that one person narrative, out of a system that didn't work, and we're rising above, because this is for all of humanity. The body of Christ is all of humanity. It's not just limited to one bent, one spiritual bent. So let's get started. Buckminster Fuller said, "You never change things by fighting the existing reality. So to change something, build a new model that makes the existing model obsolete." I will not go back. I'm not going to fight the system that was behind me, that I left. I will honor the fact that it brought me to this point, but I'm not going to engage in a discussion about why it was so bad. However it was for you, whatever you've left behind, whether that's Christianity and church abuse, or however you saw it, if you keep focusing on that reality is going to push you into the focus, because where focus goes, energy flows, and you're going to gather around you a group of people that are stuck in deconstruction, stuck about bitching and complaining about how it was, rather than the essence of standing on a horizon, looking out at to what's coming and to build, because it takes guts to build. It takes courage and it takes bravery, and you start losing a peripheral vision, and you become focused on what you're helping to bring into people's lives. And in that focus, the people that are drawn to you, you develop such a camaraderie and an energy with them. But so where focus goes, energy flows. You want people that are always in the past, keep speaking a message in the past. You want people moving forward with you, even if they don't fully get it or don't understand it. Help them learn it, help them know it, and help them grow into the moving of it. So the focus on this next 30 minutes is the fact that we're moving into a time where there is going to come a heart-based transformation of individuals. It's no longer about the mind and just the emotions. It's about incorporating the coherence of the heart, which Bonnie Moore teaches, and as part of this team that I'm building and going forward, to teach the coherence of the heart to respond within the electromagnetic resonance of the field. It's not either or, they're all in coherence. The healing and the wholeness of the oneness, but the focus is on the heart, not the emotions and not the brain. And Bonnie taught last night in the last day of the course of Purest Quantum Awakening, and she brought forth some really significant things to learn about coherence and how important it is to engage your heart, to get healed, to move into the elevated emotions of love, gratitude, forgiveness. It changes the inner technology of your being physically. It changes your ability to see clearly into the quantum field and the limitlessness with which you create. And it tempers your emotions, which could be part egoic, to move and surrender to the direction that you're going. So the focus is change and flowing, not through hierarchy, not through patriarchy, not through ego, because you see, ego can create in the field, but what you get is something that you create that is very external. Could be based on fear or competition, jealousy, even death. That will transpire with time. But when you create from the field, and when you see this new paradigm and you connect with the limitlessness of the field, you're going to be connecting in the energy of the substantial permanence of love of God in the 0 point energy field. And then it becomes immortal, eternal, limitless, and totally transforming into people's lives. And when you grasp this vision, it is a quantum vision. It is a quantum community. There is no patriarchy or hierarchy. Some people may think that's impossible. And if you're a leader that thinks that's impossible, you're really not leading. You're just tending the sheep into a form, or people into a form where you can control them or manage them. And that's not how you grow people. You get a good leader will focus on transforming people through enhancing their own creativity, even if it challenges them, because there comes a mutual respect when a person is in your resonance, if you're leading, and they know you have their best interests at heart. It is sort of like the divine feminine and masculine energy, almost a parenting quality of the father within that will challenge them with mistakes, help them grow. And this is a quantum community that's growing. It's one of many, I think, that will rise up. So it is a heart-based transformation of individuals. And that is some beautiful teaching that we'll expound upon. And then when you have this heart-based transformation, you just naturally flow into a reality of creativity, because you enter into the collective resonance. As an individual, you have your part. And then you enter into the collective resonance of what's going on, because you're not an island. You're not doing this alone. This is a global wide awakening that's happening. So I'm doing it through the fusion of science and spirituality to engage this new paradigm. I believe there's a lot of people out there that are catching this, because when you fuse science and spirituality, which in and of themselves are complete, you're talking about knowing the essence of your being, the divine technology that Greg Braden talks about, Bruce Lipton talks about, that you're down to the cellular level, you are energy that can be transformed and is totally vibrating. When you really think that even in your flesh, in your humanness right now, in this lower level of light, I don't want to say spirit slowed down to visibility, because you are light and sound slowed down to visibility, because everything is energy and everything is moving and vibrating, and you are light and sound. So you are, and yet you are not. You are an illusion, yet you're real. So this connection with the field, the connection with the mind and the heart of God takes place outside of logical linear understanding. That's the main thing people have been taught. That's why we're in the rut we're in. We're focused on this lower stuff. So when you integrate these two, why you're integrating them is because you want to walk into an arena that's brand new, and it's a new realm of creativity, and it's a fully realized essence of your Christed humanity. The rise in consciousness is helping people see the fusion of their divinity and their humanity. We're not waiting to get out of here. We're waiting to embody the beauty of our creativity now, or we would not be here. If you're sitting around wondering what your life is about, then you need to take this course, because you're going to find out, and you're going to be transformed, and you're going to create. So now I was trying to figure out how this community was going to be created. And I wanted to find the mergence, the fusion of science and spirituality. And I was led that day, directed to listen to something Greg Braden preached for 30 minutes. And suddenly I knew that what I was creating, what others are creating, is coming from the quantum principles of integrating the essence of the whole into the individuality of us rising up, an individuated consciousness rising up from who we know we are to be, remembering that we've always been in the field, we've always been known by God, and knowing that in this realm of individual consciousness and the rising of light, there are principles to follow. This is not a free-for-all. where you're nebulously building something that you cannot define. The problem with the church was they defined it so much that they brought it down to a structure that was so rigid and so controlling and totally annihilated any level of innovation and creativity in people. This and what is coming and what is here is not that. There is a sense that we're looking at quantum concepts of union and entanglement and the universe being holographic, and the fact that we're fractals of God, that we're in the whole, we are part of the whole, we are part of that 0 point energy field. We always have been, always will be. We are immortal, eternal, and the fullness of deity is within us. But yet when we establish ourselves in this realm, we are a fractal of God moving at a distinct frequency to create an individual expression of our mortality in our true divinity. Rewind that and listen to this again. You are not here just to get by and to wonder who you are. Who you are is already in you. You just haven't tapped into that essence of the ground of your being, but many are starting to. So let's talk about this quantum community I'm building. Glean what you can from this and take it and run with it and see what you will develop. So I had to realize that I had to understand that one of the concepts of quantum realities is that the universe is a holographic universe. That's very, very important. What does it mean? Well, a hologram is where each part of the whole contains information about the whole. That means that if I am a hologram and I'm projected into this earth realm by slowed down light, that I am projecting everything that is already in the whole from where I came, so to speak. And that is the essence of my embedding and my creativity and my encoding. I'm remembering that that's who I am. And it comes from the whole. So when you see that the universe is a holographic reality, you can't miss out. Divine entanglement means that you are not looking for anything. You are not waiting for anything. You are not lacking anything. It's impossible, because for you to come to this point of slowed down light, the fact is you have not changed in your immortality and you've not changed in your divinity. You're still a part of the whole, and everything, listen, everything that is created because you are a fractal of God comes in a unique expression. And in that unique expression, it has a certain frequency, but it is going to come from the pattern of what's been established in the whole. What is that pattern? Divine love, divine awareness, divine knowing who you are and how you're to express this in the earth right now. In you is the fullness of deity, because you come from fullness of deity. And if you truly are holographic and a fractal, you can't break away from that fullness of deity, because that's reality. So religion tried to tell us that we were dualistic, that you had to reach out to get something, never really showing us that it's all inside. Because to lead people with that reality of that it's all inside them, you got to just come behind like a shepherd would in the natural realm. All those years in Kenya, we used to watch those shepherds. They were always behind the sheep. They were never in front of the sheep. They were leading, they were tending, they were guiding. That is a true leader, to help a person see the transformation of their inner being to be everything they're called to be. And the first thing to tell them when a community is based upon this holographic principle, there's no hustle. Let me explain that again. If a community is built upon a holographic principle, that the universe is a hologram and everything in every part reflects the whole and is the whole, that means that when I receive the vision of this unlimited potential in the quantum field, I cannot fail if I just continue to enhance my awareness of it and to rest in the knowledge that it's all within me, and not try to create something from ego, which is striving. And this is working out in my life. I don't feel stressed to have to put out a Facebook Live every week. I'm going to speak when I have something, and I'm teaching people from the heart, and the course went excellently. We're going to have free courses in the days to come. So everything in the universe is holographic, that has been created and established in Creator, in Source, in God, in you, however you look at it. So you can say this is the divine mind. And we carry this within ourselves. We're divinely entangled, and the hologram reflects the hall. So everything is holographic and everything is contained within that reality. Everything is entangled, everything is whole. No duality, no duality. Oneness, inclusion is where you begin to realize and become aware of the essence of your ground of being. That is where we start. So embedded and encoded with divine information, where? From the holographic universe. It's already in the field. It's already there. So the holographic universe has blueprints and architectural plans that inherent, embedded in these plans. And it's not just a free-for-all. It's not just, you're gonna just take everything. No, there are distinct resonances in the field that resonate with who you are. Those are the desires of your heart. You resonate with those particular realities, and take that blueprint and know that you know, if you're being given a blueprint, everything is inherent in the actual receiving of it. I know this. I know that what I'm creating, and you should know this, is bigger than I can imagine and inherent. Why? Because people have been writing me to tell me that, because I needed the encouragement. And inherent in everything I've been given are the resources necessary to accomplish it, the energy resonance to not have to attract people to it because I have to sell something. That resonance of people will just come. Jesus moved in this. When he walked and said, follow me, however, again, let me qualify, if you've thrown the Bible out, however you look at it, I'm looking at it mystically. For a man to say, follow me, or a woman to say, follow me, inherent in that is you don't have to prove anything. There's no hustling to try to get people. There's no sales pitch. Follow me. If that person doesn't resonate with it, it's totally okay. Go to find someone who will. But those who come and those who resonate, they're coming in humility, they're coming in grace, they're coming in love. And the responsibility then of the leader is to give everything you have to have them walk in this reality that is greater than they can possibly imagine. Because this is relational, folks. It's not hierarchical, it's relational. Wheels within wheels of people's energy flowing together without losing the sense of who they are. So this blueprint that I have, do you have a blueprint? Have you accessed the field to know what is the blueprint for your life? It flows from the essence of your being, and there are many. You're called to co-create a lot of things. This is the essence of what I'm doing right now, and it will evolve, and I will create many things, and so shall you. So this produces, when you receive that blueprint through an energetic resonance, through the coherence of the gut, the heart, and the mind, coming together in one, all those chakras aligned, healing occurring, receiving, you're going to produce, because produce is not a bad word. You want to manifest something from your life, something, and not just go through life and letting everything happen to you, but never really realizing what it is you are called into for such a time as this. We're in this quantum community. I am going to see an amalgamation. What is that? It's a fusing together that when people come together, what's produced is a synchronization of what's greater than one person can do alone. All these years of my life, I've been trained to work in a team. I had to get rid of jealousy. I had to get rid of competition. And for 20 years now, I've been tested in that in many funny ways. Some of them have just been humorous, some of them have been serious, in order to form a team where I have a hands off and yet I'm leading. Do you know what good leaders really do? They take their hands off of everything, but they know when to interject. It's something we've not seen in a church or a corporation mentality where you come in and sit down and do what you're told. That's got us in the mess we're in. It isn't going to stay like that. So an amalgamation is a synchronization of everyone flowing together. It's like the leader is watching and observing and knowing people by their resonance, knowing where to put them for their optimal good, knowing how to challenge them. And that's what this quantum community. So when you form anything in the quantum realm, whatever dream or vision you have, you're going to have to realize that the first person that's going to grow and change is you, because you can't lead people where you're not willing to go first and at least lead them in. So in this quantum community based upon an amalgamation, the energy is love, and people sense it and they know it. So we're building from that holographic principle. Quantum communities build knowing that in the quantum realm, everything is contained in every part that emanates from the quantum realm. Remember in Star Wars, when Princess Leia was a hologram is simply a representation in this form of what's already somewhere else. It's shot down. You have to look it up. I'm not going to explain it right here. So I am a hologram of the living God in this realm, carrying within me all the encoding, all the embedding that I need to know, but I need to remember and be awakened to that because we do forget. My life here is very specific. Now, do I come down? When I come down from the all, from the whole, and I'm embedded with every part that I need to live my life, so many things ready to awaken and uncover that are within me, because all is within, it's not without. Well, what makes me different? Well, I'm a fractal of God. God doesn't create, source, universe does not create based upon templates or robotic means. God creates the beauty of individuality that is an expression right now in time in this incarnation. So anything you grow, whether that's a community, a group, a business, when you abide by quantum principles, it's going to grow simply because you know that this is going to be moving into something that you may have to just follow one step at a time. It's going to be very different for you because we're used to linear thinking, step by step by step, and that's not really how this is being built now. It is built on a plan, but the plan is in the quantum field. You're not going to find this on earth. David didn't. In the Psalms, I am convinced, having thought about this for weeks, I am convinced that when I now read about the tabernacle of David, I am in awe that this person created a quantum reality in a time where everything was shut down by laws, took down the walls, made the approach easy to the tabernacle. Everything was there to foster this independence and creativity. And that is a model. Where did he get that blueprint? It came from his heart. Where was his heart? That's heart coherence in the quantum realm. They knew this before they could possibly even understand it. So this amalgamation that's produced will be a beautiful synchronization of the quality of the people in it. I am the message. If I am an individuated consciousness of freedom, what I build will look like what's resonating from me. What I impart to people and ask them to build will be the resonance of the creativity from the field within them. It's fields upon fields and energy upon energy and building upon building until this divine reality is built in people's lives and we are in awe of what we're creating in our life. So first thing we need to know is that everything is energy. There has to be an awareness that all is energy. So what's being formed as a fractal? When a fractal is a repeating pattern that is flowing at a certain frequency, what does that mean? To me, it means creative expression. I'm going to emit a frequency and an energy signature that's different from yours. Look at nature. There are fractals, just go with Google, fractals in nature. You'll see patterns that are beautiful. We are the pattern of the divine reality of what we know and believe in the quantum field. And it is unique. It's not nebulous. It's not void. It's not vacuous. It's very unique to us so that the ground of our being really understands that and just merges with that simple reality that I am, I am, I am, I am. So first of all, you have to know that this is all built on energy. And when a resonance of energy comes together, there is divine unity and there is love. You don't have to seek out people and you don't have to strive to know where you're supposed to be. You will automatically open up those possibilities within you and you will know where it is you're supposed to grow. That again, it does not produce competition. I know this community is going to grow, and because I'm resting in it, it's producing a flow of energy so incredible, as the people last night could testify. And it's not about numbers. Like Kathleen said, there was such an energy last night of camaraderie and of strength simply because people came together, and it ended beautiful because of Bonnie's teaching on coherence. You want to walk into the next thing you're creating from that feeling of accomplishment and settledness in what you've created and call people forward. So networks and teams that are formed will no longer be because you're interviewed. It will no longer be because you subscribe to a set of belief systems in your head. God forbid. No, you're not subscribing. You're not moving with another person based upon a belief system. You're moving with another person because of knowing. You know that person is supposed to be, and that is energy resonance inside yourself. You talk about building teams. Have y'all ever been on teams in corporate structures or in the church where it was a myriad of people just trying to establish their reputation, trying to prove that they're better than you, trying to say the right thing, always having the right ideas? This is not that. This is a divine resonance of the coherence of heart, and no one's jockeying for position. It is so beautiful, it is beyond words. So this heart coherence is a simple union and alignment. And we're going to teach a lot about that, even in a course we're going to offer in August, about how important the heart is in so many ways. So let's talk about the whole. So this quantum community built upon the holographic reality of the universe. Now, remember, I always said quantum science and spirituality will teach you what the beauty and the wonder of the universe is and your place in it. So when you look at the holographic principle in the universe and you're seeing it in a different way, you start standing in awe of all these concepts like the 0 point energy field always vibrating. There is no empty space. You look at fractals that are the essence of we call it morphic resonance. That pattern and that sound is coming in at a lower vibration, but still inherent in the fullness of the field. What do you do with it? So a lot of us are walking around, we're talking about, yeah, I'm one, I'm all. What are you doing with it? What are you doing with it? What are you doing with that insight and that intuitive revelation? Because as a fractal in you, when you flow into this realm in my divine incarnation, I carry the holographic information as a pattern in me. I carry the blueprint within me, not a script. I'm not carrying a script that I follow 1, 2, 3 according to someone else's dictates of who I am. I'm following the resonance and the coherence of my own heart. And I intend those around me to be doing the same. It's incredible. So the information, we have to teach people everything you have and need is already in you. It's already stored in the field. You came down full. You're not going to get any fuller. You're not going to get any you're not going to get anything except an awakening and a remembering of everything you have within you, and that where you came from, you were in that holographic field where all information. That's why God says, before I formed you, I knew you. That knew it's intimate. So a fractal is a repeating pattern, if you see this in nature, but it also involves different scales of frequency, which to me just says we're just all different. So the frequency by which I'm going to operate from my energy signature is going to be different than someone else when they create something. This is not based, again, this is not egoically based, because if egoic wants numbers, they want fame, they want fortune, they want to prove how smart they are, they want everybody to know it, they want to create something that can be seen. This is not even the opposite. That's irrelevant. That's fading, that's done, that's gone. You want to create in this new paradigm. But what there comes within you when you start moving in this is an inner resolve that you are resolute in moving forward, not prideful, not pushy. You are resolute because what's in the heart is a knowing, divine knowing, more powerful than all the belief systems in your head, more powerful than every belief system you've ever been taught, which is crumbling. It is the knowing of the heart that moves you into this reality of knowing and moving in the manifestation. So the fullness of deity is within me. Individually, I am creativity. You are creativity. And in the collective resonance of everybody in global humanity right now, I am syncing with others to form an amalgamation that I can help people's lives transform and they can help people's lives transform. Because what a hologram does is the hologram is everything is in the whole. And then when you look at it, everything is in the whole and it's repeating itself until you have a string of everybody being in the whole. So if I'm going to empower through this teaching and transform, then I expect you to keep transforming, and it goes on and on, and it's never ending. It's limitless to the power of how much you can transform people. If you've never read Lynn McTaggart's book, The Power of Eight, she shows in there, she interviewed all these quantum physicists, I've read it, and she shows how the power of eight can transform through intention and heart coherence at the area in which you live. So this is not based upon numbers. This is based upon growth and knowing and just this amalgamation. So let me end with this. This quantum community, I'm going to throw out some things I'm going to talk about in the days ahead. It is a fractal pattern of the larger reality of God that's taken from the holographic reality of the universe. You can't do what I'm doing because you ain't me. And I can't do what you're doing because I'm not you. I'm not you. So what's embedded in me is not embedded with you. Can you see how that cuts out jealousy and competition? Because I am so joyful because of what I'm creating. I don't want what anybody else has. I'm so joyful with a deep sense of knowing that what I'm doing is emanating from the divine essence of the ground of my being within. And you can't take that away from me. Someone long ago said to me, don't let anybody touch your inner substance. What did he mean? He said, people always want to get to the inner substance of who you are and they want to latch on. I think Dawn put something on my Facebook page a while back, I think it was yesterday, where it's like people want to go where you're going, but they don't want to really know how you're going. They just want to latch on to the latest trend. This is not that. Nor is there any level of judgment or shame in this. I have confidence inside that you will know. Let me read what Renee said. I'm not really, I'm just being. Yeah, okay, but that's the greatest place to start, Renee. This is where I started, as I had to get rid of all this stuff and just be. And suddenly things started coming to me through this elevated emotion of love, of this love energy. So when you're continually, you say you're continually finding yourself in the energy of love and gratitude, that's it. That's where we start. It's an elevated emotion that produces heart coherence to move into the visual clarity of the quantum field. Another thing, this community, just like whatever you're building, it's going to resonate in the fact that as above, so below. The blueprint is out of our linear understanding. And even how to create it is out of our linear understanding. I'm not creating this linearly. I'm creating this through synchronicities and insights that are moving me step by step into the blueprint, but I don't have this plan worked out in my head. These insights and innovation that I'm receiving are flowing and welling up from within me of what's been destined for me before time began. Another thing is the blueprints in the field. We'll talk a little bit in the coming weeks about masculine energy and feminine energy and all that. But this is how we're going to start today. And this is all I really have to say about it. So I'll end with this. Here's what we're planning. You can partake of this or not partake of this. It's whatever you want to do. It's however it appeals to you. In 2022, I have decided, after I've met with this course creator, and you may take hints from this, I'm going to gather people. I'm going to give them a taste of what this is. Why would you trust me unless you know me? And to know me, you have to see the platform with which I'm building this. And maybe some of you don't want to get involved until you see it. So this first course in A Curious Quantum Awakening has ended, and it was gloriously wonderful. In June, we're going to, Bonnie and I are going to teach a one-day seminar, one-day mastermind course on quantum creativity. We're going to do it in the morning and the afternoon. I'll let you know. It's going to be free, donation-based, but I'm only going to allow 20 people to come into it because we want to focus on groups where they're really getting it. Then in July, A Curious Quantum Awakening is going to be offered again, the basic concepts. In August, Bonnie and I are going to teach a course in the quantum heart. In October, I'm going to repeat the quantum awakening. So it's going to be offered 3 times. So what I want to show you is I'm saying this because some of you are going to resonate with it and you're going to join us in this community. Others are not. Whatever, I'm good with it. But I have a plan. And then I have had to administrate this plan. Yes, it's coming through synchronicities. It's coming from the blueprints in the quantum realm. But I've had to administrate this through also the surrender of my ego to navigate the 3D world. So I do work with a course creator. So in 2023, what we see developing is a quantum community that's based upon a subscription price of every month. And it's going to be an open portal of constant teaching that, yes, there's a minimal price to get in it, but once you're in it, you're going to open up a vast portal of teaching by different people, because I believe I'm being sent more people to teach as a team. It's going to be a constant flow of a quantum awakening, which almost is better than courses. We can start with courses, but then I'm always having to do all this technological work that it gets time consuming. And I do like the tech stuff. So look forward to 2023, because when this community awakens, it's going to be brilliant. Why? Because I know you are. There will be no dumbed down teaching. There will be teaching that will help you rise into what you already want. I don't like it when people believe they're not brilliant because of what someone has said about them, what their parents have said about them, when they equate it with that they never went to school, or they don't have an education, or they're not that smart. That's bullshit. You are brilliant because the beauty of the one who calls you to be brilliant is resonating within you to connect with the quantum field, because that is the emanation of your brilliance. So that's a given fact. I know you're brilliant. I know you're smart, so I'm not going to meet you at a low place. I'm going to come alongside. And the beauty of this course is when anyone had a question and they needed to clarify things, we're available to answer all the questions. So this is a role. It's a good time to be alive. Find your resonance, find your frequency. You don't have to do what I'm doing, but I'm putting it out there just to show you what you can consider if you're wondering, why am I here? And why I'm in time for such a time as this. I don't have the answer, but I can help you get into that field and help you explore your own wonder and your own curiosity so that you're going to know. So thanks guys for listening and watching. I hope you have a great weekend. I'm very joyful. Energy is high today. Energy is high today, filled with joy, filled with love. I hope you can feel it. If not, I hope that you will get healed to realize the beauty of that which is within you. Talk next week.